Hello everyone, welcome back. This is lecture 2, class 9th, subject English, and today we are going to discuss more about preposition. In this lecture we are going to look for two things. First one is recapitulation. Recapitulation means a brief review of the things which we have studied in our previous lecture that was related to this topic, that is preposition only, and then we will look for more uses of more prepositions. So let's start with recapitulation first. First, we discussed about what are prepositions. So what are prepositions? A word or phrase that connects a noun or pronoun to a verb or adjective in a sentence. They are called prepositions. That means a word or any phrase that connects. That means a word that is placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation with other words in a sentence. Then such words are called prepositions only. As the word preposition, pre plus position. Pre means previous. So the words that precedes noun or a pronoun to show its relation with other things in a sentence. Position of a preposition. We discussed about certain cases. As we know, the journal definition states that a preposition, pre plus position, that refers to what? That a word which precedes a noun or a pronoun. But there are certain cases in which the place, or we can say the position of a preposition change. First was the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun. If the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun, that is what, who, whom, etc., then preposition will be placed at the end of a sentence. That means in that case it will not precede noun or a pronoun. Instead it will be used at the last. Next case was the object of the preposition is the relative pronoun that. That means if the relative pronoun that is there, in that case also the preposition will be placed at the last. Next case, the object. If the object of the preposition is infinitive. Infinitive means to plus verb, that is verb first form. Then in that case also preposition will be placed at the last. Then last case was that in some sentences we can see that preposition is attached with the verb. Laughed at, looked at, right? So there are certain cases in which it is attached with the verb also. So this was about position of a preposition. Next topic we discussed was the types of prepositions. So there are three types of prepositions. First, prepositions of location. They are used to indicate the location or position of objects. For example, on, in, under, in front of, among, between. So such preposition refers to the location of objects. Then next type we have prepositions of direction. Prepositions of direction are used to show direction of movement to and from a fixed point. For example, direction, or we can say movement. For example, to, from, into, along, over, through, across and around. The last type of preposition we have is prepositions of time. Such prepositions are used to show when things happen. That means to show the time of the things which are happening. For example, by, for, before, after, since, at and during. So that means they are the prepositions which are used to show the time of the happening of the things. So this was about the types of preposition. Now after this we will look for the uses as we discussed in our previous lecture also. Now let's see what were the uses of in. In, used for unspecific times during a day, month, season or year. Next use, it is also used to indicate a location or place. Next, used to indicate a shape, color or size. It is also used before big cities, the names of big cities, provinces or countries. For example, he lives in New Delhi. It is also used to denote that time when a work will be performed. That means it is used to show the time when the work will be performed. For example, he will leave for Mumbai in next 4 hours. That means it is used to show the time that when a work will be performed. So they were the uses of preposition in. Now next use is used to denote occupation or activity. So in is also used to denote any occupation or activity, like he is working, or we can say he is harvesting the crops in the fields. Next we have uses of on. Now let's see the different uses of this preposition on. Used to indicate a part of the body. Used to indicate the state or condition of a thing. For example, our Hindi teacher delivered a speech on the Independence Day. Used to express a surface of something. The book is kept on the table. So on the surface of table. Used to specify days and dates. The school shall remain, or the school will reopen on 1st of July 2020. Then days and dates. On days, I will celebrate my birthday on 2nd August or on Monday in the coming week. Used to indicate a device or machine. Used to denote things at rest. Now let's see different uses of at. Used to point out specific time, whereas in was used for mentioning unspecific time. Like for example, he wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Used to indicate a place. Used to indicate an email address. Used to indicate an activity, and used before small towns or villages. That means in was used before the names of big cities and towns, whereas at is used before the names of small towns, villages, countries or provinces. Used to show the rate of things. The fruit seller is selling bananas at the cost of ₹6 per banana. Used before noon, dawn, sunset and midnight. So they were the uses of at. Now let's see. After this we discussed the uses of in or into. The difference between in and into. In refers to the things at rest, whereas into refers to the things in motion. The next was use of on and upon. Same. To depict the position of any object, but on denotes what? Things at rest, and upon denotes movement. The cat sprang upon the table. The book is kept on the table. Rest and upon denotes motion or movement. Then use of beside and besides. Beside means by the side of. The child is walking beside his mother. Then besides means in addition to. Besides chocolates, I distributed sweets among the children. Next, use of between and among. Between used for two things or persons. The child is sleeping between his mother and father. Among, when we are talking about more than two. The chocolates were distributed among the children. Then use of under or underneath. Right? So this was about the recapitulation that we did in our previous lecture. Now let's see and let's discuss more uses of prepositions, which were, so first we will look for uses of to. So to is a preposition which is also used for varied purposes. Now let's see for what varied purposes this preposition is used for. First, to specify direction. For example, turn to the left. Next, destination. I am going to Jaipur. Then, comparison. It is also used to denote the comparison. For example, they prefer cricket to hockey. Next, it is also used as part of the infinitive, as we all know that with to infinitive always first form of verb comes. For example, does this train go to Cambridge? That means here when to is used as a preposition, it is not used with first form of verb, but it is used as only to infinitive. Next, in telling the time, when we refer to the number of minutes before the hour. For example, her train arrives at 4:45. That means to is used to tell the time, to refer to the number or minutes before the hour. So these were the uses of this preposition, that is to. Now let's see the difference between till and until. Till refers to means up to. It can be used with from or without it. Till means up to. Up to this time, this particular time, the work or the action has to be completed. We worked till 6:30 p.m. That means after that we did not work. That was the last possible time that we did work. We worked till 6:30 p.m. Until means up to a time or before. That means it refers to that time or before, but till does not refers to before. We use until when the activity continues throughout the period up to the time limit. For example, I stayed there until he arrived. That means up to a time or before, but not after that. Right? So this is the difference between till and until. Now let's see off and off. We generally do errors in these two. Off indicates relationships between other words such as belonging, things made of other things. For example, she is the mother of this child. Off indicates to depict the relationship between words, between belongings, right? That, for example, she is the mother of this child. To denote quality or reason. For example, he is a man of principles. Now if I talk about this second off, that is OFF off, that indicates separation or disconnection. For example, she took her coat off. That means her coat was detached from her and hung it up. That means OFF off indicates separation or disconnection. So this is the fine difference between off and off. Next we have with and by. With used for instruments with which the work has been done. Also means accompanied by, right? By something or by someone. For example, he is playing with his sisters. This indicates that he has been accompanied by his sisters to play for. Now if I talk about instruments, I killed a snake with a stick. Here I used with for or to refer the object with which I have performed the work. Now switch to by. By refers to agents or the doer. For example, the letter was written by him. Next, over and above. Then similarly we have under and below. See, over and above, these two words refers to what? That one thing is above the other. Now what is the difference between two? Over is used when one thing touches or covers another. For example, they made her comfortable and put a blanket over her. Now I cannot say that they made her comfortable and put a blanket above her, because over is used to refer the things. Obviously the thing is above, that means the thing is overlapping and is touching. That is the basic difference. If I talk about above, it means higher than, used to refer to things that are at an upper or higher level. For example, the waves came up above her head and she started screaming. That means the waves were above, they did not touch, right? Higher than, that means the waves were higher than her height and she started screaming. So this is the difference between over and above. Now under and below, same. Over and above were the things which are higher than, that means above. Now this refers to below. Under is actually nothing but opposite of over, right? To talk about something that is below or lower than something else. Here also lower, the position is lower and it will also be touching it. For example, the cat is under the table. Below, below is opposite of above. It also shows lower position. For example, Venus is just below the moon right now. The two objects are not touching each other, but one is below the other, right? So this is the only difference between under and below. Now we have done prepositions, their meanings, position, their usage, and the difference between two similar prepositions also, right? So now your homework is that you have to revise prepositions and their uses thoroughly. Go through both the lectures thoroughly, go through the uses, meaning, then position, then different types, and then their individual usage, right? And then you have to revise the rules of prepositions with their meanings, positions, and everything.